Hi everybody, and welcome back to my Rumble channel or video or YouTube. I meant to say YouTube first, don't know why I said Rumble first. Anyways, whichever one you are watching it on, this is available on both YouTube and Rumble. Okay? So, this episode, I'm going to do a review of Dragon Ball Daima, episode 13, Surprise, that's the name of the episode, English dub, because I do not like the sub. I prefer to watch it in the dub, so yeah. And apparently the dub, still, starting this coming Friday, has about 6 more weeks before it gets to episode 20, because this coming Friday will be episode 14. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, then let's get into the episode. I'm going to talk about, in case you haven't noticed, I'm going to talk about what's been going on in the episode to give my overall thoughts. So the episode opens with Gomah and Degasu being concerned about Goku's group arriving in the first demon world. So Gomah gives the order to disable Sir Warp. Okay, I guess Sir Warp is the name of that fish-looking thing that they use to travel between demon worlds and even to get back to their own world. So apparently they are currently stranded in the second demon world, although they do not know it yet. Okay? So, meanwhile, the plane that Goku's group is, that's the way I call it, Goku's group, you know, Goku, Bulma, Piccolo, Vegeta, Panzy, Glorio, and I do not remember the name of that other guy. Oh, then Neva. Is it Neva or Neva? However you say his name. I'm gonna call them all Goku's group. So yeah. So the plane that Goku's group is in has engine failure or something and crashes in what seems to be a jungle. Anyways, I've been reading, that's why I'm looking at my phone, because that's where my notes are at. So Goku's group are unaware that they are stranded. I mean that they have been disabled. And it turns out that it's not a jungle that they are in. They are in a planet of giants. Now, I heard that Dragon Ball Daima is supposed to be a remake of sorts of Dragon Ball GT. Now, I'm going to give my overall thoughts on that after episode 20. Like maybe a follow-up episode, like there might be 2 videos that day, in about 7 weeks from this coming Friday. So, I will say this much. First of all, I think one of the initial criticisms about Dragon Ball Daima is that it was a remake of GT. I mean, that's why some people criticized it. And I think that's why I have some critics. So it seems strange for them to openly admit that and be proud of it. And it's also kind of weird that they had a remake of GT take place within the 10-year skip, even before Dragon Ball Super would take place. And anyways, I will say, and I'm going to say another thing, and I'll save everything else about it for my final thoughts. this episode seems to have been inspired, or maybe they took some inspiration, kind of changed things up some, from the Dragon Ball GT episode, Like Pulling Teeth. Because in the Dragon Ball GT episode, Like Pulling Teeth, that is also a land of giants, except I think that giant was more friendly. But this right here, they landed on a planet of giants. That was one of the most scariest place to be in the second demon world. I think it's the second most dangerous place to be. There's another planet of giants, but it's even bigger than those are, is what we've been told. Although I do not know if we are going to see them or not. So, yeah. So it looks like they took some inspiration from the Dragon Ball GT episode, Like Pulling Teeth. It would make sense since Dragon Ball Daima is supposed to be a remake of Dragon Ball GT. So, does that mean they take Panzy's name from the name Pan? I don't know. Anyways, that's the end of that right there. The rest of my thoughts about Daima and GT, I'm going to say that until after I see episode 20. Okay? And, so in about 6 weeks I'm going to see episode 20. And then I'm going to post my review of that a week after that, so in 7 weeks. And then an extra video showing my final thoughts. I'm going to express my final thoughts about it being compared to GT. So, yeah. That's this little free side note. So, they are in a land of giants. And Goku's group, they get attacked by giant hamsters. Then, a giant child shows up with his dog. And obviously the dog is also giant compared to them. The child sits on a tree stump and has a snack. Meanwhile, his dog finds Goku's group, and Goku somehow ends up on the dog, and it has giant ticks. They manage to destroy the ticks or something. Meanwhile, Panzy and Bulma get the plane working again, but the giant child sees them and tries to catch them. Goku and Vegeta and Piccolo try to distract the giant child. And by the way, again, I'm reading the notes on my phone. And the description of these videos is basically the notes that I took while watching the video. So they're trying to distract the giant child. They somehow managed to escape from the giant child and the planet of giants. Which I don't know if there's an official name of that planet. Maybe there is and I missed it. I don't know. And that's where the episode ends. So, they are still unaware of them being stranded that they are stranded there. They are still unaware that Sir Warp has been deactivated. Now then, my overall thoughts on this episode. The plot is very interesting. It's not a bad episode. Again, if you want to overlook some of the plot holes and how it's inconsistent with Dragon Ball Z. The storyline could have been better if it stayed consistent, but it's an okay episode. Not great, but it would have been great if it stuck to the original storyline and stayed consistent with that. Of Dragon Ball Z, I mean. And then try to wrap it up with Super somehow. Okay, so now as for this, now something else that I think about this though, again, since Goku's group is unaware that they are stranded in the second demon world, they are unaware that Sir Warp has been deactivated. However, Arinsu needs them because Glorio and Arinsu are sort of working together. We will probably see Glorio's true color pretty soon, and anybody who has seen the sub has already seen his true colors. Now then, it is most likely that in the next episode, episode 14, it is very likely that Arinsu is going to turn Sir Warp back on because she wants the Dragon Balls for herself. She needs those Dragon Balls. Either she's going to turn Sir Warp back on, or there is another way to get to the first demon world. That's going to be revealed in the next episode. And maybe the next episode will be about them discovering that they are stranded and then trying to get to the first demon world. I mean, because there's only 6 episodes left if they're stopping at 20. I mean, they eventually, because I don't see that, I don't know if that battle I don't know if the final battle with Gomah is going to last very many episodes. And if he's already nervous about them showing up, which is why he done that to begin with, then chances are they could take him easily. In fact, his fear of them, of how strong they are, is why he has Shenron turn them into kids to begin with in the first episode. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where the next episode goes, to see what happens to see if they discover that they're stranded, if Arinsu turns Sir Warp back on, if it turns out that there is another way to get there, if the next episode is going to be about it's going to focus primarily on their journey to get there, and then the final conflict will actually begin at episode 15. So yeah, these are just some interesting thoughts. These are just some interesting things to think about. Well, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.